Over the past month or so, this picture has surfaced the internet, specifically football Twitter. The post basically asks you to come with your football hot takes. So today I thought we should take a look at these and more hot football takes from around the internet. So let's start off at the bird app itself, Twitter. Let's start with a take that I used in the intro. This guy claims that since Haaland scored 5 goals against Leipzig, this somehow proves that with Pep as a manager, anyone can score 91 goals in a calendar year. Now this is obviously meant as Messi's 91 goals in a calendar year wasn't so impressive after all because he had Pep as a manager. But is this true? Let's have a look. Pep has managed some all-time great strikers and attackers outside of Barcelona like Robert Lewandowski and Sergio Aguero, both of whom are known for being clinical in front of goal. So let's look if they had the same numbers when Pep was their manager. Oh. No one comes even remotely close to Messi or Ronaldo in terms of goal scoring. As a matter of fact, you can't even find Aguero on this list. But you can find Lewandowski on this list, but this was from 2021 when Pep was managing City. So the whole anyone can score 91 goals under Pep thing is the biggest pile of BS I've read today. At least so far. Because next up on the agenda we have a fan who states, there's currently no such thing as the Big Six, only the Big Five. Arsenal, Chelsea, Liverpool, City, United. Spurs are nowhere near historically successful enough to be part of that group and should not be treated as such. And I see where he's coming from. I agree on the notion that there is really only a Big Five, both currently and historically speaking. But it is called the Big Six and not the Big Five, and taking that into account, I find it fitting that Spurs are in the Big Six. Sure, they might not have won anything since 2008, but if you look at the Premier League table for each season, you will realize that they have been in the top 6 for a long time. And sure, they haven't really done anything big in Europe either in recent history, apart from 2019 when they reached the Champions League final, but not a lot of English teams have up until 2019. Those tournaments were mostly dominated by Spanish, German and Italian teams in the early to late 10s. So yes, there is only a Big Five in England, but if we have to include a 6th team into the mix, it would be Spurs, both currently and historically speaking. Very good take. Next up, a take that is... well, I'll read it aloud for you. Sir Alex Ferguson's teams were filled with Sunday League players who could never have made it anywhere else. Right, players like Rio Ferdinand, Ryan Giggs, Paul Scholes, Patrice Evra, Vidic, Beckham and Schmeichel, all bums. Wayne Rooney, bum. Solskjaer, bum. Even the great Ruud van Nistelrooy with 150 goals and 219 appearances, bum. Filled with Sunday League players who couldn't have made it elsewhere. Right, Cristiano Ronaldo, one of the best players of all time, 5 Champions Leagues, 4 of them came outside of Manchester United, but I guess he's a bum too. Either way, I decided to take a look to see if he's right. Now, Sir Alex Ferguson won the Premier League 13 times with United. Let's see some of the teams he won it with. The first year he won it was in the 92-93 season. He had players like Peter Schmeichel, Paul Ince, Eric Cantona and Mark Hughes. He also had young Beckham, Giggs, Scholes and Neville, with Giggs being the only one who got playtime in the Prem. But not really a bad team, would you say? The only other quote-unquote bad United side I could find was the 99-2000s one, where they didn't have a solid defense but still won the league. Every other Manchester United side was packed with either talent or already proven players. Don't believe me? Go look for yourselves. This is one of the worst takes I've ever seen. And I say one of the worst because someone who I personally know on Twitter said Haaland is overhyped, not the generational player some think he will become. Only for Erling Braut Haaland to go and score 5 goals against RB Leipzig the very next day. Absolutely pathetic. Either way, let's move on to the next. Oh my god. I can't take this anymore. Let's move over to Reddit. Here we have a Reddit user who says, the average football fan has no idea what the laws of the game are, which is why they think referees are bad. And I couldn't agree more with this take. Now, if you watch our podcast regularly, which I highly recommend you doing, we're both on YouTube and Spotify, link in the description, then you know what and how we feel about the referees. All we want is for the referees to officiate by the rules of the game. It doesn't matter if you as a referee think that this isn't a handball or this isn't a red card, because they are. both of them. Personally, I don't think that this should be a handball, but my opinion doesn't matter and neither does the referees. The only thing that matters is what is said in the rulebook, and I can guarantee you that some referee out there has made a decision which was the right one, but that he personally doesn't agree with. And this is not to say that referees don't make the wrong decisions, because they absolutely do. Sometimes it feels as if the referees don't even know the rules of the game. Still doesn't change the fact that this is a very good take. Our next Reddit user states, Andres Iniesta is the best midfielder of all time. If he didn't play for the same club as Messi and if people were not obsessed with stats, he would have 3 Ballon d'Ors. And I 100% agree with this take. Talking about the Ballon d'Or, in 2009 he finished 4th, in 2010 he finished 2nd, in 2012 he finished 3rd, so you could definitely argue that he would have won at least 1 Ballon d'Or if it wasn't for Lionel Andres Messi. And Cristiano Ronaldo, of course, he was in that era as well. And it wasn't just Iniesta's passing that was great, his dribbling and reading of the game was second to none, and his ability to come up in the most clutch moments of his career ultimately makes him the greatest midfielder of all time. You know what? It seems like Reddit is actually a good place for hot takes. Let's have a look at some more. Alright, I've had enough of social media for today.